Hi, and welcome to the Humans of the Northern Beaches We Belong podcast, the show that gives a voice to a diverse range of community members here on the Northern Beaches in Sydney, Australia.
We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we are recording this podcast and show our respect to the elders past, present, and any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in.
This podcast is proudly funded by the New South Wales Government to the New South Wales Social Cohesion Grants for Local Government. All views and opinions expressed by participants in this podcast belong to the participants and do not reflect the views of Northern Beaches Council. Welcome to Humans of the Northern Beaches, the podcast where we explore stories of belonging, culture, and the connections that bring us together. Today we are diving into a topic that speaks to everyone: food. I'm Maria, and my guest is Clare Hammond. Clare believes that no matter a person's background, language, or lifestyle, sharing a meal has the power to connect us all. Through Chef by the Sea, a Northern Beaches catering service, she celebrates food as a bridge to relieve memories, honor family traditions, and learn from others. Welcome to the show, Clare.
Hello.
It's good to have you. I have a list of quick fire questions to get to know you a bit better and understand your life and what's your life living on the Northern Beaches looks like. But before that, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello again. My name is Clare. I live in Avalon. I have 2 kids and a dog.
It's important.
It is important. But yes, food. Food is my third love, I guess you could say, after all of those things. Not just my job, but my hobby, something I enjoy reading about, something I enjoy shopping for, taking photographs of. I love food, and I feel very lucky to have such a passion that is not only my income, but my way to unwind as well, and something I can do with my friends. Yeah.
Great. I can't wait to hear more about this. So let's go to those quick fire questions. What do you prefer, Manly or Palm Beach? That's tough for somebody who lives on Avalon.
That's a really tough one. I'm going to say Manly, though.
All right. Beach or bush?
Oh, again, another really tough one. I'm going to say beach.
Beeline or ferry?
Ferry.
Warringah Mall or Warriewood Square?
Neither. Warriewood, because it's closer.
And I guess it's also kind of shopping in a shopping centre or maybe at the Warringah Market, shopping locally.
Yes, I love going to produce markets, but the problem is I always buy more than I need.
Coffee or tea?
Oh God, these are hard. Tea before coffee.
Good one. Early bird or night owl?
Early.
Emu or kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
One thing you can't live without?
Oh God.
Which is not food?
The first thing that came to my mind was my pillow. I don't know why. I think it's because I said it to myself last night before I went to sleep. I love my pillow.
Oh, nice, cute. What's your go-to comfort food? I think we're going to talk about this a bit later, so you can skip this question.
Oh, but it's easy.
Okay.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Nice. Summer or winter?
Winter.
And here is where I like to ask, Southern Hemisphere winter or Northern Hemisphere? Do you like snow?
I absolutely love snow. Skiing's one of my favourite things in the world. So probably northern. It's just a bit more snow up there.
A bit more. Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Savoury, nice. Do you have a favourite coffee shop on the Northern Beaches?
There's a place called the Marina Cafe in Church Point, or Bayview Church Point. I just love the ambience there. Yeah.
City life or countryside?
Country.
What's your favourite way to relax after a long day?
One of my favourite things is watching a movie snuggling with my kids.
I'm open for suggestions. Do you have a favorite spot on the northern beaches?
I do love going up to the lighthouse.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that's an incredible walk and an incredible vista once you're up there.
true.
Yeah.
True. Thank you. So it was interesting to hear about these little choices that you make and that makes your everyday lives. All right, let's start at the beginning. What inspired your love for food and cooking?
I think it's an easy question to answer looking back, though if you'd have asked me the time, I didn't realise. But I grew up in a family where we always used to go to Sunday lunch at my grandma's. And my grandma had the most amazing vegetable garden where she grew beans and tomatoes and cucumbers and marrows and all the berries you can think of. Berries that don't even exist here, like gooseberries. She had an apple tree and she had mint and sage and thyme and rosemary and potatoes and all of these things used to go into our Sunday lunches. And as a kid, 6 years old, I never really appreciated it. But now I look back and I think, oh my gosh, how incredible were we to experience that every Sunday. Yeah.
Can I just ask where your grandma lived?
So in Somerset, in England.
England.
Yeah. And then as I got older, I started cooking for my friends. Again, it's just something I did. I didn't realise how much I loved it. And I ended up going to university to study English. And after I finished that degree, I went and did a ski season cooking in a chalet. And that was it. I was like, I want this to be my job. I don't want to go and do the marketing masters that I've enrolled in. Like, cooking, this is what I want to do. This is what I love. This seems to bring other people enjoyment. And I can travel and I can do this. And that was it. And here we are, like 23 years later.
So you mentioned going to your grandma's place for lunch, Sunday lunches. Can you share a defining memory related to food from your childhood? So that was a memory when you experienced it with the family.
Yeah, it's a funny one. My dad, we used to have curries every Friday in my family. And it must have been early and I'd gone to bed and then my dad would be cooking curry late on a Friday evening, and it probably wasn't late, but in my kid's mind it was late, and I used to get up and he'd let me deep fry the poppadoms in the oil. And then I think I couldn't even remember if I had one or I just got sent back to bed, but I have this very clear memory of sitting on the counter in my pajamas and my dad showing me how to fry a poppadom.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So you said that you went and you cooked in France, yes.
In a chalet, yeah.
And then you continued university.
So I'd finished uni at that point, and I had enrolled to do a marketing masters, and I just unenrolled from that course, and in the summers I would cook in Scotland in hunting lodges, and then in the winter I'd go back to France to cook in a chalet. And I did that for 3 years before coming to Australia.
And you came to Australia and you started Chef by the Sea.
So first of all, I wanted experience of working in fast-paced commercial kitchens. Definitely something that a wish that came true, and it was a baptism by fire. Working in Manly cafes, cooking for the bold and beautiful as soon as they'd come out the water. Eggs, so many different orders for eggs in the first 5 minutes the cafe opened. It was definitely fast-paced, but it was the experience that I wanted. And from there, I went to work at Pelou, and then opened my own cafe and ran that for 5 years before Chef. Yeah.
So how did you start Chef by the Sea?
And
what was your vision for that?
Honestly, it was to do with income, wanting to generate more income, knowing that I had being a private cook in England and thinking or seeing an opportunity for it on the northern beaches. And so I made some flyers one Christmas for Christmas catering. And I think I understood as well that I was getting bored of the repetition of the cafe. It had been 5 years, and I think I wanted something new, and I understood that catering does give you more opportunity to try new things, to be more creative. And kind of at that time as well, I became a mum and sold the cafe, and Chef by the Sea was born in earnest, I guess. Yeah, that's how it all came about.
And throughout your life and throughout your cooking experiences, and you had a chance to kind of learn about different cultures as well. Is there a dish that best represents your cultural background or personal journey, or have you learned any specific cultural dish that...
I think I'm going to answer the question, what dish best represents me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the Sunday roast chicken.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel it's something that you can always share. It's something that everyone enjoys. The roast potatoes, I always say that a lady called Jane taught me how to make roast potatoes. I used to be her assistant at this beautiful country house. And yeah, she made the best roast potatoes. And she used duck fat, and she used to cut them to a particular size and roast them just a particular way. And I do my carrots with butter, honey, and a little bit chili. So I guess that's kind of not quite so English, but maybe an influence from other places. And broccoli, and we always have that. That's our Sunday roast.
Sounds amazing. I think I'm going to be hungry. So yes, broccoli, those are a bit tricky to cook.
Just very quickly. Very quickly.
So that's the secret. Okay.
Yeah, so they're still crunchy, so the kids enjoy them.
Yeah. So food has such a unique way of breaking down barriers. Have you seen it bring people together?
I don't think it matters. It doesn't ever... I don't know how to answer that. I feel like everyone enjoys food, don't they? Even if people don't enjoy cooking, they enjoy eating.
That's so true.
There's got to be something, maybe there's a memory that a particular dish sparks, or it's a way of saying I love you, or a way of empathizing with someone.
Appreciating things and appreciating each other as well, yeah.
When someone's ill, you take them some food. When someone's had a baby, you take them some food. When someone has a party, you cook some food.
I even find it when you go to a party and there are lots of finger foods, and this is a kind of also kind of how to icebreaker.
Yeah.
Right? How to break the ice and how to get into a conversation with somebody.
It's true.
Yeah. So it opens up conversations,
actually.
I think
so.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's particularly answering the question about culture, but I just think that it's a common ground that all humans have. We all need to eat.
But it's so true. It's so true. I completely agree that every culture, I think they have this tradition, like gathering around food and celebrating things with food and appreciating things with food. So, let's... And yes, sharing meals. Now my next question would have been about sharing meals, but we kind of talked about this, that sharing meals actually brings people together.
It's a time for pause, to actually sit down and stop what you're doing, talk about the day, enjoy a meal together.
Yeah.
Even though that's 5 minutes.
Exactly.
It's still making the time to do it.
Yes, and even if it's not a 5-course meal, you can still have a really nice conversation end the day on a high note, I would say, if you could host a dinner with people from any background or any famous people, what would you serve and why?
So a couple of weekends ago, when I was a book for the Living Library,
Yes.
some people that I were talking to ran ashrams had been involved in running ashrams for 80,000 people. 80,000.
Ooh.
And those people all came together for breakfast, lunch and dinner for the duration of the event. And I just blew my mind. So I think I would choose Indian culture because not only do I love the spices and curries and the amount of dishes that you can have that are all shared, but it's done on such mass that it's just, it's beautiful. I think it would be a holy experience to share food en masse in those kind of numbers.
How big how many people did you have at your biggest event?
180.
Oh, that's a lot.
I know, but it's not 80,000.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
180. And I loved it. It was amazing.
And you mentioned Indian culture. Do you cook different cultural foods? Or are you sometimes asked to do that, or you are just sometimes you choose to?
Definitely sometimes asked. Some people, I can remember a Moroccan theme, Mexican theme, Spanish theme. Yeah, so, and I love creating menus around a theme. That's something I really, really enjoy. The research, the development of the dishes, bringing it all together. And on a personal level, I love a new cookery book from a particular country and then creating dishes and learning.
Do you like experimenting? Like trying new cultural dishes and trying new recipes, or maybe adapting them, or?
I do. It sounds funny, but I need time and headspace to do that. Maybe because what I do every day, I do so easily. And so when I get a new recipe in front of me, I kind of, that's more of a leisure activity, and I need the time and headspace to be able to get it done.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it, yeah.
I think this is like with everything else, right? When you really want to enjoy and try out new things and learn, you need your time and you need your peace to do that. And do you have any particular preference, any cultural preferences? You mentioned Indian culture, and you love your love of spices. And is there anything particular?
I don't think I have one. I did mention spaghetti bolognese. I do love Italian food, but I also love French food, and I also love Indian food.
And do you cook these kind of foods for your family?
Definitely,
Oh,
yeah.
they're lucky. So what's a favorite tradition or ritual involving food that you've learned from another culture?
At university, I used to share accommodation with a girl who practiced Ramadan. She wouldn't eat from dawn to dusk, and I was used to see her in the kitchen in the evenings eating so much. And then more recently, the night markets in Lakemba, and all the amazing food stalls there, and just all the people in the streets and the wonderful atmosphere. Pink milk, samosas, chicken cooking over coals, under fairy lights. It's quite magical.
Yes, it sounds magical.
Yeah,
it
and
sounds
just
magical.
And people from every culture there to enjoy the food and the atmosphere and to share it all together. I like that. I like that tradition.
Would you like to have something similar on the northern beaches, perhaps?
Oh, be awesome. Yeah.
Lots of people are missing that, and I heard a lot about the markets in Lakemba, but I have never been there.
And there's the night noodle markets as well that they have. That's really cool. Food markets. Any food markets.
Yeah. And what do you think is the biggest lesson food can teach us about life and relationships?
I'm not sure it's a lesson as such, maybe more of a philosophy, but people always ask me, will there be enough food? And I always like to think that I'm very generous with my servings and portioning, and I think it's a nice philosophy, not just for serving food but for life, a generosity of spirit, compassion and empathy towards other people, and just being open, I guess. So generosity.
Thank you for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us today. Is there anything else that you would like to share us, or where can listener find out more about Chef by the Sea?
If you want to stay up to date with me, the best place is Instagram. I'm always sharing not only food but family and adventures there. So it's a good place to connect in this age where we do connect online. That's a good place.
Thank you again, and to our listeners, never underestimate the magic of shared meal. Everyone has a story to share. The next time you see someone you don't know in your neighborhood, be curious, say hello, and you may be surprised to hear the story they have to tell. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Leave a review, listen to another episode, or contact us to share your story.